Divine Masculine, this is your reading for the week. Come on in. I am EmpressLazuli, you are your empire, and welcome to another video if you're returning, and welcome if you are new. Thank you for joining, and subscribe if you would like. This is a message for the Divine Masculine. Let's see what energy we're picking up for you this week. We have the King of Staffs here for your current energy. So Divine Masculine, you are focused on making moves. You're focused on the future. You're focused on how you're going to get to where you see yourself in the future. It's very direct, very straightforward. Okay, I want to get here. What do I need to do? That's it. It's no fluff, no back and forth, no this is how I'm feeling guided to move right now, so that's what I'm doing in this direction. There's no room for any prancing or taking time. And right now you are having firm boundaries right now because you are it's just feeling like you're done being in testing ground. I'm done testing. I'm done trying to balance myself out and see and do things that way. I'm ready to just set boundaries and learn from what mistakes I made in the past, implement them so I can cut the bullshit and just get to the goal, right? And some of you may have done a little bit more relaxing or been more in the divine feminine aspects in terms of the relaxing, the receiving aspect, not really taking the action, jab, 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 you were more just receiving from life, right? And so that may have been some of you in the past, but now it's no, I want to learn from that behavior and see that didn't help me get any closer to my goal. So now I need to be more in my King of Staffs, divine masculine energy, and go after the task, use the data and the information from what worked and what didn't, and just get there at this moment in time. That's what you're focused on this week. In the past, like I said, it was a decision that you made. It was you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm not gonna keep dilly-dallying. What brought forward this judgment? What brought about this judgment for the divine masculine spirit? Okay, so there could have been, and oh, I forgot to say, so after I got your entire spread, divine masculine, at the bottom of your deck, at the bottom of the entire deck was the moon card. And so it kind of just gave that vibe of there is a subconscious emotional tone to the decisions and why you're feeling this way this week, but it's more so very subconscious. It's not something that divine masculine is choosing to focus on for this week, but it's an undertone that is influencing the tempo. Okay, and so we just got this Queen of Swords energy to confirm or clarify what may have caused this judgment in the past influence for you. There may have been some kind of conversation where there were honest feelings brought up that maybe came with some hurt, came with some pain, came with some sadness, okay, crying. But there was definitely some kind of communication with a divine feminine energy that brought up some of those feelings, and that amongst a lot of other factors, right? Not just that, but that was an influence to you making a judgment of some kind and being brutally honest with yourself. I'm not stepping up in this way. I'm not doing as good, I'm not being the best version of myself that I can be every single day. Let me just be real with myself. I call bullshit. I am not doing everything I can be doing possible to get to the next level or to get to this goal that I'm constantly looking towards, but I'm never getting to, right? So you made this ultimate call that was influenced by a few different factors, like kind of just getting fed up of doing things a different way that wasn't getting you the results, in tangent with, you know, a conversation with someone that you would consider to have a more divine feminine energy than yourself. And so moving forward, this is really calling forward for the divine masculine to take his rightful seat. Like, your divine masculine energy needs to take its rightful seat on the throne and stabilize your life, bring in more financial stability, bring in more confidence in yourself. It's time to feel more confident in who you are and how you exert. And when you walk down the street, like, you might not be the type of divine masculine to walk down the road and have chains and gold and bling and all the expensive designer, all of these things on, but you just want to be confident walking down the street in what you do have on, seeing your value and the effective leadership, experiencing the effective leadership that you are capable of when you set your mind to a task, and how lucrative it can be in providing further stability and comfort to you and your kingdom and your empire, right? So you really being able to tap into higher aspects of yourself that bring in higher levels of financial stability, allowing you to maintain your empire as the emperor, okay? And of course, like, no emperor just wants to be alone ruling his empire. So this as well will support your movement in finding the right emotional partner to have. This will give you more confidence in pursuing and extending invitations and offers to divine feminines or counterparts that you would like to establish an emotional connection. This could also be business moves that you're making with the Knight of Cups, because divine masculine, the Knight of Cups energy could also be offers for businesses, offers to work with people, to build your network financially and career-wise. Because for divine masculine, the Knight of Cups energy is also, like, for divine masculine, that is where you place emotional value in your ability to be a resource, be a provision, provide safety to yourself and others, you know, and your family, and provide structure and maintain and be logical and be a leader. So all of these things are tied in with your emotions. And so you're moving forward and not only being able to feel more confident pursuing emotional connections, of course, in partnership and relationships intimately, but also in your career. And so now, divine masculine, the obstacle or opportunity is for you to realize your own ability to plant a seed and nurture it until it grows. Like, that's literally your task. Like, there's a movie, I forgot what the movie was, but it was basically like this guy, his dad or his grandfather passed away, and he was like a multi-millionaire, whatever, had like a whole ranch and whatever, multiple houses, properties, like had an entire like town or village in South America. Like, he basically left a lot of money to his grandson, but his grandson wasn't able to access the money until he did certain tasks, and the tasks were mostly centered around him being a better person, right, towards others, and being more generous and compassionate and kind and relatable to others through certain experiences, and putting in work in understanding how important every role in a company is, right? And so that is you right now, divine masculine, in my eyes, with this reading, with your obstacle or opportunity. It's like, can you see something from beginning to end? Now it's a spring season right now. So can you plant a seed in your back garden right now and water it consistently and change the soil or add more soil if you need to, or check on it and prune it as it comes out, or like do what needs to be done to see, like if it's a pineapple seed or whatever type of seed you would think of planting, could you see it all the way to maturity, to where it can produce fruit or vegetables or a flower or whatever for you, leaves, like can you see it through to the end? Okay, so that is your task. That is your opportunity or obstacle right now. Can divine masculine see it through? Can you see it through? So yes, can you see it through, divine masculine? That is the question. I had to write that down because that's the title of the video. And so moving forward, how you would like to move forward is moving on those things that you see need to be corrected, moving on those things that you see need to be done differently now that you've made this judgment on yourself, now that you've been so brutally honest with yourself, now that you've potentially had a conversation with a divine feminine that has allowed you to and supported you in all of the other evidence that was pointing towards you making this shift in your actions and the way that you move and the way that you do things and the way that you see things through from start to finish. Okay, instead of stopping prematurely before the actual task has been done. Okay, and so should I clarify? Yeah, let me clarify. Let's clarify this Ace of Staves. Anything to clarify? This Queen of Swords came out again, and so I feel like it just intensifies what I've been saying this whole time with the support and the influence of that divine feminine energy. Spirit's like, hold up, you need to put a bit more emphasis on the divine feminine and the influence that divine feminine energy has had on the divine masculine's motivation to take action this week. Okay, and so for the outcome here, yeah, it's just like making decisions to be more resilient, divine masculine, intentionally putting yourself in situations where you're having, like right now, of course, that now that you've chosen to take a more direct way of transporting to your goals, that obviously is going to come with more cutthroat decisions and communication. So you're going to have to work on being better at saying what needs to be said in order to do that work. You know, like if you have to go somewhere or do something and you can't sit and have a conversation, or you can't get on the video game this week, or you can't hang out with your homeboy, or you can't go to the gym with them, you need to go at a different time that makes more sense for you and your schedule, then like make those cutthroat decisions. You know, if you need to set aside time to work on your business and you don't have time to go out or do X, Y, and Z on the weekend with the homies, or, you know, watch the match or whatever, be a bit more cutthroat in the decisions that need to be made so that your actions are matching, and so that you're not, so that you're successfully coming out of that cycle, right? Of continuing to do stuff and it's not getting you to your goal. Those previous actions that you did that didn't get you to the goal, you can't do that anymore, divine masculine, if you want to now reach it. If you're actually serious about the decision that you've made over your life and how you want to show up for yourself and your family and your future family, how you want to have more financial stability. What is the Soul's Journey lesson card for divine masculine this week? Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah, have courage, divine masculine. You've got this, okay? Like nothing that you feel fear about, you cannot overcome, right? Nothing that you have fear about, you cannot overcome. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Be confident about yourself. Whenever you have any feelings of doubt or reservations or can I or is that, face the fear with confidence. Okay? Have that courage towards what you are looking to accomplish this week, this month, this year. And keep going so that you can see it through to the end. and do something different so that you can see a different and more rewarding result. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe if you have not already, and have a good one. Bye.